Welcome, folks, to the Wet Shavers Roundtable. I'll be your host today among these other guys as well. But I'm SMythe from PhoenixArsonAccoutrements.com. And with me, I have David Gonzalez from So Sharp Limited. Say hi, David. And below, did you hear that? That was weird. It was like a horn. We have Scott Ostermiller, the clean shaver. Scott, give him some.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah,
How's it
there we
going?
go. And our very, very special guests are the husband and wife super duo, Jennifer and Matthew Marting. Guys, welcome to the show.
Marting.
Marting. Did I say Marting?
Well, thank you.
We'll edit that.
Sure.
You know, I have notes too, so it's like it's not like I'm not trying here, you know? Welcome, guys. And you guys have seen the show before too, so you pretty much know how we're going to roll, right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So that said, we have a few people in the audience. We have about 25 people watching right now, and some of them know you, some of them don't know you. So who wants to begin the story? Is it going to be you, Jennifer, or you, Matthew? I noticed you guys pretty much started your businesses 5 months apart from each other, so maybe Matt should start, and then 5 months after that, you can start, Jennifer. Tell us about yourselves.
So I've been making shaving brushes quite a bit longer than she's been making soaps. I started making brushes in early 2013. And she's been making soaps kind of off and on for, I don't know how long.
For almost 2 years now.
Oh, well, okay. So maybe kind of close, maybe about a year apart.
Yeah.
But as far as shave soaps, she got into that pretty recently. That was within the last year.
Okay.
We had a couple different attempts at making shave soaps. At first, we tried the melt and pour. I thought it was a great soap, but it just didn't sell. I guess people have a thing against melt and pours. I don't know.
There's some preconceived notions or misconceptions that people have about melt and pour. If it works, it works. And some people think it's cheap crap from China. And honestly, there's some very expensive melt and pour that's from here. And a lot of people don't realize that. But I'm sorry to cut you off. Go on.
No, that's okay. And then, well, I actually experimented with making a shave soap, and it failed miserably. It was terrible. So I found a recipe from like 1914 or something like that, and decided to replicate it exactly the way that they did it.
I remember that. I think I remember. Did I read that in the forum? Yes.
100-year-old recipe. Yeah.
And it was terrible. It was just, I threw it in the trash and never looked back, and never tried it again. But she starts doing all sorts of research and talking to all sorts of people and wanted to get a really good recipe going, and she did.
My very first shave soap, oh my God. I tried with this recipe for probably a good few months, and it just wouldn't grasp. So after lots of frustration, a couple curse words thrown out there, and a few tears, I decided, nope, I'm not going to do it. So I took a year off, and then I decided, Matt had asked me, are you going to try it again? And I'm like, well, you know what, I'll go ahead and try it one more time. And I tried it, and the first time it didn't take. It was missing something. Right. And then the second time, that was it. It was the perfect recipe for me.
That's how it is. And then, and honestly, the way you came at it is the old fashioned way. We used to come at it before. There were so many recipes out there in the forums now. We had to come up with our own. It was a bunch of trial and error.
Yes.
I mean, I remember like scorching my feet. I was in flip flops trying to come up with a recipe one time. And I'm getting lye over. It's just horrible. Trial and error.
Oh my God.
Hey guys.
Trial and error.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yes.
I got the computer working, so I'm gonna step aside a little bit. Let me plug in the charger. I actually have it set on the toilet right now.
Yeah,
so just I'm gonna be a little bit.
Nice. We got the best seat in the house.
Yeah. But I got it, baby. That's right.
So anyways, it's awesome that she's got a good recipe going, and my shave brushes, they're still going strong.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Thank you. And actually, I'm sure we'll talk about it a little later on the show, but my wife and I just recently decided to go out to ShaveCon. And this is very much out of character for us. We don't do things like this. But we decided to take a chance. I mean, it's going to cost us a lot of money. We gotta fly the kids all the way across the country.
Thousands of dollars.
And what we're going to do, our whole plan is we're going to have a ton of product.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to bring 150 brushes with me. That's my plan.
Cool.
Wow.
And I have to make them all, it's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And he works full time.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I know all about that.
So, just in brushes alone, though, I'm going to have like $8,250 worth of product there.
Yeah.
So,
well, remember, I don't know if this is figured out yet, but you're going to have to pay California state, or you have to charge tax as well, right? For selling in the state of California.
I think so. If we're in California and we sell to
Yeah.
I got to figure all that out.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, that's good to hear.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah, and if folks who don't, I probably didn't introduce them properly. Matt is brush guy. He is the guy he is the brush guy. And Jennifer is Mason Boutique, and she's been creating this brilliant soap. I don't have any around me right now. Hold one up, Jennifer. You got
Hold on, I got it.
I got your shipping in today, by the way.
Oh my God, that got there fast.
There we go. And some of you may recognize those labels. They're beautiful.
Thank you.
Lillian?
Yeah, Lillian, that's one of the popular
hold on, let me go shut the door so the dogs. Yeah.
Oh, that was you guys.
Just so you guys know, I am back. I am back, and
good.
All is well. I am back.
All right.
Awesome.
We're good now.
You guys, do you have any questions for them, guys? Scott or David?
I totally missed everything that's going on. So
all my questions.
You're gonna have to take the horns on this one because I'm totally not in touch with anything that's going on right now.
Okay, well, I'm just welcome to the show, David, and doing a brief little interview. Typical stuff. Yes. So we got where you guys began. We got where you guys started, and where are you guys at right now? How's business going? Who's winning in the battle of businesses?
Well, I've been around.
He always does.
I've been around a bit longer. And, so just recently, I started this new thing where I'm putting the coins on the base of the brush. So it's got.
I love that. I love that.
Awesome. Lather with excellence.
Yes.
And they're selling very well. People seem to like the coins. It was a bit of a risk, because I had to buy in mass quantities in order to get the price down low.
Exactly.
So I had to buy it.
Yeah, it's like 100 of them, right, or something.
Like 1,000.
1,000.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's how it usually works, or more than that, 10,000. So
right.
That is
but
nuts.
I did buy 1,000, and you're putting a lot of faith in that company to do it right, to do it the exact way that I want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I went through a company called Pinmark to do it, and they nailed it. They made these coins exactly the way it was supposed to be, and that was just an awesome feeling.
Good, yeah, that is an awesome feeling. I've had, oh my God, many headaches, heartbreaks, working with different companies, trying to express, to them what I want via Skype. Sometimes really breaking stuff down, photoshopping pictures with arrows. And still, if they can screw it up, they'll screw it up. So you got lucky,
right? And then when they send you like the proof or whatever, the concept, you got to really critique it and make sure that all it's all written down the right way, because even with these guys, they did great work, but there was a couple things off. They were going to make it out of the wrong metal. They were going to put the pin backings on there, and I need it as a coin without a backing. So fortunately, I caught all those things and fixed them before, and then it all turned out perfect.
Yeah, you really, and this goes to anyone listening that's looking to do the same thing or something similar, is you got to be so precise and clear. Video yourself doing, showing them, or, just the Photoshop with the arrows. Even that's not enough half the time, but
eliminate any chance of misconception or misinterpretation of what you want.
Exactly. And especially if the person you're working with is in another country and English isn't their first, second, or third language, you're really going to break it down.
So
because I'm telling you.
One of the listeners has a question for Jenny, asking about the artwork on her soaps. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, the artwork, we had a rough time trying to figure out what we were going to do with the labeling. Matt was the one who really had his hands on with labeling. We decided we were going to go, very vintage, antique looking. We wanted something really different, but we couldn't really find anything with the copyright laws. You got to be really careful with that. So we went ahead and did a ton of research, and we found Alphonse
Mucha.
Mucha.
He's a Art Deco artist from like 1920. And basically the copyright laws say that anyone who's been dead for 70 years, everything that they've done is public domain.
Public domain.
Anyone can do anything they want with it.
Yep. Exactly.
And
so you hear that, haters?
So that's what we did. We went ahead and started using his stuff.
Yeah. You could use Mona Lisa if you wanted to.
Yeah. And we might.
We may.
Public domain.
Right.
Public domain. Yeah.
No. I'm gonna start running a mug with some old dead people stuff. I swear.
What was that?
I'm gonna start running a mug with a bunch of old dead people stuff. I don't know.
Well, you know what's
that's really creepy.
It's interesting. So a while back, I was looking at writing a book on brush making because there aren't any. The last known book about brush making was in like 1870 or 1880 or something like that. And what I found to be interesting, same copyright laws, where like if a book, if it's 100 years old or more, then that's public domain.
Yeah, also, you can sell it on Amazon.
We'll just take these old books and then republish them on Amazon.
Right on Amazon.
Get money for it.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And they didn't do anything.
Yeah,
no, that's passive income. I mean, a lot of people are doing that with books on Amazon. Self-publishing is huge now. I was looking into doing it a few years back, and I just got way too busy for it. But I was going to do a mustache one.
The only reason why I stopped, I don't think many people would buy a book on making shave brushes. I mean, there might be some, but probably not enough to justify the amount of work that I would have to put into it.
It could be a sleeper though, and honestly, you never know. You sell something for 85 cents, people will buy it if the title's right. It's funny.
If I put enough work into it, I'm not going to sell it for 85 cents though.
Well, that's Amazon works like that. I'm trying to think if it's under 5, they'll promote it for you. There's all different types of levels of it, but they'll push the hell out of it. So 85 cents, to 1,000 people. I mean, it just all adds up eventually.
Yeah.
But again, we are talking about brush making. And I really did want to film you in the studio making brushes. Who is typing right now?
That'd be David.
Yeah, David can't type that fast.
Honestly.
Yes, I can. Fucker. I'm not a monkey that has to type with 2 fingers.
So
that's right. He is under 30, so he should be able to.
He's not used to
He's not used to the computer.
Dick.
So,
I'm gonna run a month today, because I can never have a conversation with anybody right here. So I'm just gonna be writing up a storm. I might not speak.
Yeah, he's checking out eBay.
But multitask. Whoa!
It's amazing. I'm actually unleashed today. The cuffs have come off today, baby. That's right. It's on.
Great.
There's really not much that you're missing by not seeing the workshop. I mean,
I want to see some of the process though. I want to see you pouring the resin.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat because you've done ever since you did this for me in like 10 seconds. Like I remember the first time I had a conversation with you was when I actually first got onto the groups. I seen somebody post a picture of an Oscar 11 brush. And I love the general shape, and I love the color combination, which is this: a black that faded into like a charcoal gold, to like a translucent gray. And I messaged you, and I was like, "Hey, can you make this happen?" And before you even said yes, you decided, I guess, to just do it and send me a picture like an hour later that the shit's done. Oh, here it is. I'm like, well, damn. And he's like, oh, but no pressure to buy or anything. I'm like, well, shit, you just delivered like that. Buy this shit. So I bought it. I was like, hell yeah.
I don't really remember that, but I'm glad it turned out well. It sounds like something.
Well, because you've made like thousands of custom brushes. I have a lot of custom brushes, maybe about 15, but still, that's only 15. So I remember pretty much a story about all of them. So, and then I just love the color of this. This is like, I'm a Raider fan, so black and silver.
Good.
is kind of my thing, and this just does it for me. So
yeah, no, it's really cool, and I've always been curious of the process as well. I want to do more behind the scenes type episodes where we really get in there and check out how. I mean, it's just so fascinating how some of this stuff is made.
It is. Well, that's why I put the.
Can you walk us through it a little?
That's why I put the videos up, though. On my YouTube channel, I've got like really well set up shots of the whole process to include the pouring and everything.
I shoot the videos.
Well, and you shot one.
He's the talent. You're the director. This is it's a match made in heaven. Truly is. What's your YouTube channel, Matthew?
Oh, I don't know. If you type in Brush Guy into YouTube, you'll find him.
Okay.
I think it's just my name, Matthew Marting.
Okay. Brush Guy, Matthew Marting.
We'll bring that up again at the end of the show. But I want to be there though. I want to be able to. Oh, excellent. Thank you, Scott. I want to be able to ask you questions as you're pouring and stuff, some really distracting stuff as it's going on.
Right.
Speaking of distracting, I don't let any of my friends over when I'm making soap because I always have boil over because I get distracted or I miss a
volcano.
Oh my God, I let you know.
Sorry, but I've been there.
It's scary.
Yeah, it is. I listen to like really like trippy like 3 a.m. radio shows. Not because I'm up at that time. I'll find them online and play them at the time I'm up. But like, I need something way out there so I don't get distracted. I don't know how that works, but it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps me. It's the weirder the better. It'll just keep me focused, and I won't want to stop doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's one of my little tricks. You guys have kids though.
Well, I just. Hey guys, just real quick, guys. I had Gonzo is actually writing a question for our guests. I thought it's important to actually touch on that before we lose it in the crowd.
Look at David.
He's asking, what kind of knots do you guys have readily available? Dude, I'm telling you, I got full access to
this is like mission control over here.
So
I'm impressed.
Like, dude, I'm
gonna sit back.
So
I'm about to sing A Whole New World by Aladdin. Like, I'm just like
the knots.
David, we have guests on the show today.
The knots.
Take it, man.
I'm sorry, I'm just having a personal best for me today. I'm just super excited. It's just fantastic.
The knots that I have available, I've got like 15 different ones. If you go to brushguy.com and you click on any of the brushes, and there's a drop down, and it shows all the different knots available. And I've got everything from like the really inexpensive synthetics that perform really, really well, to the high-end, high mountain white, super expensive ones that also perform very, very well.
Yeah, of course.
So a huge selection. Now, when I go to ShaveCon, though, we talked about this, and I was like, how am I going to, deal with all the different bristle types and selling those at ShaveCon? And what I decided to do is just go with silver tip. I'm putting silver tip in all of them, and I'm just going to sell them.
Okay.
Well, it's definitely a smart move because in general, silver tip has a prestige to your brand as opposed to just doing synthetic, which you could get any cheap synthetic at like a store. So having that silver tip, it'll add that rarity to your product that people that probably aren't usual seeing in person. Yeah. So I think that's a real smart move personally.
I mean, some of the new silver tips they're coming out with though, they're really, really good. Like those Plisson type synthetics. Oh, just great stuff.
Oh yeah, they're wonderful. I mean, they're some of my favorite knots actually. Yep. And I never had one in the Plisson.
I'm a Badger guy.
Well, I
was a Badger guy, like primarily, but when the synthetics are getting better and better nowadays. That and I'm more into like testing them out. I'm just curious about how far I can push them. So I've been using them, 95% of the time.
Awesome.
Really dig them. Yeah.
Yeah, really people ask me what I recommend, and what I purposely do is I purposely charge the same amount for the knots than to the customer than as what I pay for it, so that I'm not making any profit on the bristles at all. And that way I can objectively give my opinion on the bristles. And most of the time I just recommend silver tip because it's the best all around.
Am I being an absolute distraction over today? Because I see they're trying not to laugh, and I'm telling you.
I'm looking at Matt. Matt, you got my attention, and you have our listeners' attention too.
Thanks.
So, Matt, but when did this all begin for you? I mean, when did you start making brushes? How long have you been a wet shaver, I guess, is what we're going to start with.
I became a wet shaver probably about 3 months before I started making brushes.
Wow, that's fast.
So it was the end of 2012 that I became a wet shaver, and it was actually through Reddit. And then right around the beginning of 2013 is when we got our tax returns, and I had this money to spend, and I was like,
tax season is fantastic.
And I was thinking, God, it would be great to have some sort of hobby, and I loved wet shaving. My first idea was to take those old vintage razors and restore them.
Right.
And so I started bidding on one on eBay, and I'm fighting with these people to get this razor. It was this beautiful, like, Wade and Butcher 7/8 whatever, and it had potential. And I'm in this bidding war, and I'm thinking, this is stupid. I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to fight with people on eBay every time I want to do a razor. I don't have the patience for that. Other people might, but I don't.
Right. So
I just stopped that immediately, and I tried thinking of something else, and I was like, well, if I had a lathe, I could just make shaving brushes. And I don't know how to work a lathe, it just.
Oh, you taught yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely. And there weren't many videos to help with that sort of thing.
Right.
I had to watch videos about pen making to teach me how to do it. And yeah, I just went out and bought a lathe and started putting together a workbench and started buying mica. And, of course, when you're first starting out, you don't have a lot of money.
Right.
What's mica? Hold on.
Mica
What's mica?
is the powder that colors the resin.
It's a cosmetic powder.
Oh.
Yeah.
They use
coloring.
They use it in a lot of makeup.
And soap.
And soap.
So I've spent, as of now, I've spent, I don't know how many thousands of dollars on different micas. But at the very beginning, all I could afford was like a $40 sampler pack from a company called Pearlex. And that's how I started.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I started off with wood. My first 40 brushes or so were made out of wood.
I don't think I've ever seen them.
Yeah, I've never seen a wood brush by you.
If you go into my Etsy shop and look at the sold items and go like way back in time, you'll see the wooden ones.
Nice.
But something.
And is there a reason why you went away from wood?
So there was one that I had made that it wasn't perfect enough for me to sell.
Right.
And I took it for myself and I started using it, and the finish on it just like disintegrated in the water.
Oh.
It was I used a CA finish, and I think I just applied it wrong or something. I used an oil along with the finish the wrong way or something. And the whole finish fell off. The brush looked like crap. And I was like, that's it. I'm not going to make another wooden brush ever again. It's resin from here on out, no matter what. And I just learned the whole resin thing.
And you did.
With resin, the beauty with that is, and I'm not knocking wood brushes. Guys out there are making wonderful wood brushes that last and all that. But the thing with resin is, just by its own nature, like, it's absolutely waterproof. You could put it in water for 100 years and take it out, and it's going to look the same as the day you put it in there.
Yep.
So I just want to make sure that people have, a brush that's going to last forever.
Oh, they will. I mean, this will be in antique shops in 50 years, 60 years. I think about that stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
And so Jennifer, first of all, because I don't know this for sure. I do kind of now. But what I was going to ask is, you're a wet shaver.
Yes.
But how long have you been a wet shaver for?
Well, I've been a wet shaver for a little over a year now.
A little over a year, okay.
I don't share typically on Facebook my shaves of the day or anything.
Right.
Because, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. I don't have the time to sit there and take all these perfect, beautiful pictures that everybody posts. And I don't want to compete with that, because what my shaves look like are crap. Well, not really crap, but they're not as eloquent as other shavers, because I don't use aftershave. I don't use pre-shaves, although I should. I don't use anything except for my brush, my razor, and my soap, or a soap. I use plenty of, I don't use just my own. I use other artisans. And, because I like to, try different things out and see what I like. But yeah, so my very first shade soap was, what is it? Taylor of Old Bond Street, the Sensitive.
It was one of the milder Taylor of Old Bond Streets. I forget which one it was, but it was one
college, probably.
I think it's Sensitive. It's called For Sensitive Skin or something like that.
Yeah, Eton College.
Okay.
Eton College, yeah, that sounds right.
So, actually, this is my very first razor. It's a Mercur 38.
38C?
Yes. And I have another one on order right now, a ladies Gillette. So I want to try something different out than just this, because this is the only one I own.
She did just get a straight razor, though.
Matt just got me my very first straight. Rupert.
Wow.
Fantastic. What kind of straight razor?
I have no idea.
I got it from Larry at Whip Dog. It is a William Elliott and Company.
Nice.
And it works just fine. It was inexpensive and works very well.
He needs to teach me how to hone it. I have no idea. Or not hone, strop.
Hone and strop.
Hone and strop. So
wow, you're going to get the whole rigmarole.
Oh,
nice.
please, I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
Yeah, no. No, once you get the basics, and especially when you have someone there showing you, it's even better than watching a video,
right.
So you're in good hands.
Right. This is my very first brush. Of course, that looks very familiar. Brush guy.
Nice.
What tip is on this?
That's silver tip.
Silver tip. Anyways, this is my only brush I own. I need more. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
I think you know a guy.
Yeah, I do know a guy. Although this one here, I do like this one.
I'll take it.
Well, this has his corn on the bottom, but isn't that beautiful?
That is really cool.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, and I use a couple different shade soaps. Here's one of them. Oops, and I lost my earbuds. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Dr. John's. You said Dr. John's?
Yes.
Dr. John's.
George Savannah Sunrise.
Yeah. Oh,
the scent on that is amazing.
It smells so good. Of course, I use my soaps. K-Shade Works. I like their stuff too. Very strong. Their stuff is super strong. This one's what is this? Midnight Cherry Bomb. Smells like a cherry almond pie, I think.
To me, it smells a little bit like cherry cough syrup, but.
Oh really?
That's I'm not a cherry fan though.
Well,
so
syrupy. You mean syrupy, like cherry syrup?
Yeah.
Yep, I can see that. That's not necessarily a bad thing.
Though, so no, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just not a big fan of cherry, and so like my wife likes it. She really likes it, but
yeah, you're right though.
I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, but to me, it smells like cherry almond pie, and I like cherry almond pie. So
that's what really counts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been wet shaving for about a year. It took me a long time to use the double edge. I was terrified that
Really?
Oh yeah. I thought I was going to hack up my legs. And the first time that I shaved, I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's okay.
First time I shaved, I had this nick like that big going right up my shin. It totally gouged out a big chunk of skin. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I can only imagine. It's a whole different element compared to the ladies' cartridge razors, right?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. Fran had there was a learning curve she went through as well. So I'm so glad I don't have to shave my legs. What it all comes down to.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. I nick right above my ankle every single time. Every time.
God. Yeah, I can imagine. Or just around like that bone, that sticks out. I mean, God, I don't know how you ladies do it. God bless you.
Thank you.
There's a question for David asking what's the most popular t-shirt size you carry?
We can't hear
I can't hear.
There you go. Okay. Pushing the mute button. It's actually large is the size that actually moves the most. I was actually really surprised on how many of the 2X and 3X moved in the first run. So it kind of bit me in the ass the second run because now the fat guys aren't ordering the new shirts, you bastards. Large and extra large are the two most popular sizes.
You know, with that, let's move into, I guess, what we're all using the last week, what we want to feature. You kind of got me thinking that way, Jennifer, since you started showing stuff. Do you have anything else with you that you'd like to highlight that you've been using recently?
I think she showed everything. I've got a couple things, though, that I brought along.
See what you got.
So one of them is yours.
It smells wonderful.
Trying to butter my whiskers. He's trying to butter my whiskers.
So, you know, I made my Old West video talking about Old West scents. I don't know if you saw that, Douglas, but
I did not.
Like half the products
I'm going to now.
Were yours.
Half the products I talked about were yours.
It's the Wild West out here.
And this one was just a lot different than most of the Old West scents. Most of the Old West scents have like smoke and leather and things like that, but this is like a bright, uplifting, you know, high note type of thing.
I think something a Victorian gent that just got off the wagon would be wearing in a town like Tombstone or whatnot.
And I like it very much. So thank you.
Thank you.
And then another thing that I recently bought, the tactical support from Hades Bubbles.
Nice.
And this one's a little bit hard to explain, but there's kind of like smoke and gunpowder type scents that go along with this.
Yep. I heard it's supposed to smell like gunpowder, dirt, and musk.
Shrapnel.
You know, it's supposed to remind you of boot camp or something like that.
Or set you back in therapy, depending.
and he did a really good job, and I do like this a lot also. And of course, the lather is always very good with those. And the last thing that I brought, you know, a lot of times I barter with people for brushes or soaps, or even I just bartered for a spinning top. There's a guy named Tim Larson that makes spinning tops, and I wanted one that spins for like 10 minutes, and we made a trade. But that's not what I don't have it yet. But there's a guy named Kevin Arlington Porter who not many people I think know about him. His family owns a machine shop, and he's only made like a couple of these, and they've started showing up, and I fell in love with them. And this is made out of titanium.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
nice.
And a lot of times,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I think I traded one brush with bristles for a handle without bristles, and then maybe the costs, because a brush like this, the cost for manufacturing it is more than what my cost is.
Yeah.
For making a brush, so we had to even it up a little bit. But he put the BG on the bottom for me, brush guy.
Nice.
And,
that's awesome.
And I love it, and it's it's a little bit heavy, but it's made out of titanium.
Yeah.
But I like it a lot. I put the Plisson synthetic in here.
How heavy is it? I actually prefer a heavier brush because it feels like it's doing the work for me. I don't know if anyone else can relate to that at all, but yeah, you guys and your lighter brushes.
I like the weight of my resin brushes the most.
Oh well, yeah. I think it's just you're used to it, maybe. Yeah. Different strokes.
I'm really happy though with this brush that I got from him, and really great work.
Very cool. Who was that by?
Kevin
Arlington Porter. The Titanium guy's website. He doesn't have a website, as far as I know.
I just sent him a message on Facebook.
Yeah, find him on Facebook, and you can talk with him.
Yeah. No, that's very cool. Very cool. Who else have you bartered with?
Let's see. There is PC Pat Camara, PC Woodcraft and Pens. I bartered with him.
Nice.
So he's actually been making shaving brushes a lot longer than I have.
Okay.
And he does amazing work. He works with a lot of wood burls. So you guys familiar with wood burl?
Burl is beautiful. I need to get me a Burl brush. I love Burls.
I traded with him. He got me a Burl brush, and then I sent him 1 or 2 brushes. I forget. I think it was 1.
Nice.
Let's see. Ray Bucati. That was my first barter, I think. Gosh, I'm trying to think of who else. John. I might have done one with John Michaud. I don't know.
Right on. Well, that's really cool. Then it also keeps your supply fresh.
Yes. Well, I mean, it takes a lot for me to fall in love with someone else's brush to the point where I want to actually own one.
Yes.
Because I don't have much need for a brush.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Because,
I would hope not.
Yeah.
But there's some that I just fall in love with. So, if I go and buy someone's brush, I mean,
it says a lot.
I hope it does to them.
Yeah, it clearly does. Yeah.
But yeah, John Michaud is making great brushes. Yeah. And he's expressed some frustration lately that his sales aren't where he wants them to be, and I think they should be. He should be getting more attention than what he is.
Right.
But he actually, the way he learned, and this is something that I kind of wanted to mention earlier. The way that he learned was by watching my videos.
Oh, that's flattering.
And it was kind of a step by step. And there's like more and more guys. There's like 3 or 4 more that I know of.
Yeah.
That have started making resin brushes just because of my videos.
Nice. Congratulations, Matt. You just created the competition for yourself.
I know.
Quick move.
But I don't.
Yeah.
I think there's enough.
He's bartering anyways.
I think there's enough wet shavers out there, though, that I don't really look at them as competition.
Everyone's doing something different, so yeah.
I look at it as community. But yeah, that is something that I took into account before doing it. I'm like, gosh, do I really want to do this? Because I'm teaching people how to compete with me.
Yeah.
I actually have a question. There's a gentleman by the name, I think his name is John McCoud. Do you have any relation?
You're talking about, right?
Do you have a relationship with him? Because he actually has a brush that's a similar shape to yours.
That's the guy that I was just talking about.
John Michaud, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. So his brush is very similar to mine, and I'm fine with that. I don't have a trademark on shape. I think one of the main reasons why I'm fine with that is because I think he's stumbled onto that pattern as kind of like a respect out of me. Like,
right.
He respects my work, and I think his is similar because of that.
A tribute.
But he does change it up a little bit. There's some changes and whatnot. Yeah. But he's absolutely a friend of mine, and I absolutely support him 100%.
Very cool.
So,
yeah, no, I felt the same. I've given away recipes on my blog and whatnot too, and I've actually seen some of them show up on artisans' page. Like they're selling like stuff I've given out, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I was like, but if they, whatever, I put it out there. But it's always interesting because at the end of the day, it is for the community.
Yeah.
As much. But really cool, David.
Hey,
David, I'm here to change your mind.
No.
I've actually got to go. So I'm being called.
All right.
Mom showed up.
Yeah.
Don't get space, Scott. The fear in Scott's eyes. Like he was like, I was like, wow.
Sorry, we're gonna be late to Star Wars.
There's some kind of domestic abuse.
He's going to Star Wars.
My wife is very
enjoy.
Intense fan of Star Wars, and we're gonna be late, and so she's
not that much of a fan. If it took her a month and a half to watch the movie.
Get out of here, Scott. Get out of here.
Bye,
He's
Scott.
dodging stuff.
Yeah.
Con will be joining us very shortly to take over for. We need to keep the bald guy thing balanced here, So, although we do have Matt, now that I notice it, I thought you'd be wearing the beret today or something like that.
I don't wear a beret.
I thought I saw. See, I did some research over the last couple of days in preparation for you guys. I could have sworn I saw you with maybe your son wearing a beret. You were in uniform. Is that on your Facebook?
An old picture, but the Army has stopped wearing grays, and that's been going on for probably 3-4 years or so ago. We stopped wearing grays.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I did see them on Facebook. I'm not making this up. Okay.
I'm sure.
So,
it just would have been an old picture.
Yeah.
That's all.
yeah. Okay. Fair enough. David, what do you got to feature this week?
Well, because since you told me that we're going to have the Martings on, of course, I use this brush a few times this week.
Nice.
And this is actually I think this is the second custom brush I ever received or ever got done. So again, it has the black top with the translucent gray at the bottom. Just beautiful. The work is absolutely seamless. Just very well done. You know, gonna forever be one of my favorite. What the hell's going on there?
God.
I got rid of it. I got rid of it. Clearly a fan of yours, David. Go on.
Wow, there's perverts even on here. Jesus Christ. Well, that was a good one. So yeah, I used this a couple of times. Very nice. Really badass brush. It's gonna last me forever. You could tell it's already probably over a year old, and it looks just as good as the day that I purchased it.
Yeah, it looks brand new.
That's a pretty good testament of what Matt's been saying, that resin is gonna last forever. So this is an awesome brush. I like this one, and I've also been using. Where did I put this? Shipwreck Cove by Beaver Woodwright. This is probably one of Rocio's favorite scents for me to wear. Awesome job. Again, I've just always been really impressed with the scents that Kelly Hogan has put out for his label. So I got this and the matching aftershave, which is very rare that I actually buy both the soap and the matching aftershave. So it actually speaks to how much we actually do love this stuff. So I wore this last night when I went bowling with my wife and her coworker. So it was kind of nice.
Website.
I hit the scene smelling fantastic.
His website that he made is just so well designed, and just the labeling and everything he's doing is spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Got to give him props. I like Kelly immediately. I was lucky enough to meet him in Boston too. Very sweet guy, him and his wife.
Yeah, and he's somebody that took a lot of feedback from the community. So the packaging has changed from when he originally started out there, and it's just really good that. Again, that's why so many of us like dealing with artisans and people that make the small batch stuff or like brushes like yourselves, because you guys actually listen to what the community wants. And that's something that we will never, ever get from a Taylor of Old Bond Streaks or Tobacco or any of that stuff. So that's why it's just dealing with the artisans makes things so personal for us. And just it really takes our love for the hobby a step further, because everything we could want is from somebody that we can relate to in some way, shape, or form. So it's just
Kelly
really
Hogan
cool.
even had some feelers out there about naming new products and whatnot. He actually asked the community, "What do you guys think of the? What should I name my next one? And here's the sense that I'm going to be putting into it, and all that." So that's really neat.
And he's a talented wood turner too. I don't know if I think that kind of gets lost in the shuffle of everything with the soaps being successful as they are right now. His custom brush that he's did for me is fantastic. He does really good custom work.
Just all around good stuff.
Yeah.
So that's all I have this week. Pretty basic.
I depend on you guys.
So what did you bring?
I thought you'd never ask. First of all, I just want to give it.
Like, you really want me to talk that much? You're a big old windbag. You have plenty to say.
It was funny because yesterday it's taken me like 2 years to unpack, to Fran's chagrin, out of our new house that we moved into. And yesterday we had some insurance guy coming over to take a look at our roof, and the roofer himself too. They were talking numbers and whatnot. And I thought, we figured the homeowner's insurance would cover this. So it just so happened, though, that I was setting up this bookshelf, from IKEA, and putting books. So I thought about this morning, like, man, they must have thought we were totally conning them, like we just moved in, and like after this last storm, and but it just happened to be happening at the same time. So it was really funny because the guy, so sweet with us, just gave us this great deal. He overlooked so many things, and I think it's because he felt bad that we just moved in. The house clearly hadn't been inspected yet, but no, because he was talking to us like we just got there. But anyways, in the middle of all that, guess what I found?
Nice.
That's Michael Ham. I mean, for those that are new to the craft, as I like to call it, yes, this is Leisure Guy's Guide to Gourmet Shaving. This is an all-time classic, folks, and a lot of people don't even realize this exists. But this has been out for I guess probably over almost 10 years now, I think, when he put this out, Michael Hamm. But let's see. I just want to see if I can get this right. Yeah, 2007. So, I mean, this is something else. It's a great book. I recommend everyone pick it up. And it puts all the information that you can pretty much find in the forums nowadays, but in one place. So if you're traveling and whatnot, it's a great resource. And this I stumbled upon yesterday. Trader Joe's. We all have a Trader Joe's near us. Have you guys seen that?
Looks familiar.
Yeah, Trader Joe has hopped into the wet shaving game. And I gotta tell you, mustaches sell shaving soap. Who knew? But yeah, it's actually a high quality soap, sandalwood scented, and it's a sandalwood scent that I think you would like, David. A synthetic brush. It's not bad. It's wooden, and it's really a polyurethane, like probably triple coated. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks almost acrylic with the amount of polyurethane on there. And an aftershave balm. And I used this morning. I wish I could spend more time with it, but again, I picked it up last night. But it's not that bad. Actually, they did a really great job with this soap. And the whole kit was $10 at Trader Joe's. So if you're looking to get someone going or started wet shaving, folks, it's an option. It's a $10 option. So check that. And it all comes in this cool little box that I might rip off. But
so it was $10 for both?
Yes.
Well, that's
the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle.
That's a crazy deal.
That's just fantastic.
It's
there's
ridiculous.
a lot of little sweatshop kids that they went through making that stuff, so that's fantastic. There's a lot of little Vietnamese kids that went through a lot of trouble to bring that to us. So
David, it's either that or child prostitution. What do you want them to do? I mean, come on.
That's terrible.
But it is something you got to think about. I'm joking, guys. That was horrible. And the last one is bong water. I know I talked about this last week. Jason Moore's aftershave. And I hadn't had a chance to really use it yet. I've used this all week, and honestly, it's really come to life for me.
Bong water?
No, bog water.
Oh, I thought you said that.
Did I say bong water? You know what it is? Mantic last week was saying bong water, I think. So I'm going to blame him for putting that in my head.
What would that smell like? I'm not really familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
be careful what you say, Matt.
Yeah, military. I
a little bit of chili in there, maybe some.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either. But this stuff smells awesome. So I'm turning into a huge fan of some Irish guys' shave soap, aftershave, bog water. So that's what I've been
try some of his stuff.
Yeah, he's really popping up, and they're working on their own a new soap formulation also. So we can expect that in 2016 at some point. So thanks, guys, for trying to listen to me. I really appreciate that. It smells great. Keep up the good work. So that's what I have this week. Now, let's get to some viewers' questions. What do we got out there? Bog water. There we go. Yeah, that's right, Gonzo. Bog, not bong. So what do we got? What is your take? Who is this question to, Jeeves? Brian's asking, what's your take on Illumin aftershaves? I'd have to say my take is I like it because I put it in my aftershaves.
I don't see that question.
It's over here.
Oh. So there's two separate things of questions. Okay.
Yeah, see, the one side, the black side shows the general message board, and the one on the left shows just questions specifically.
Gotcha. Okay. So somebody was asking about a polka dot handle. So let me talk about that for a moment.
Yes, it is possible. There's a couple different ways that I could go about making something like that. One of the ways would be to make a resin blank and then drill holes in it and then fill those holes up with some other color of resin. That'd kind of be a lot of work, and it'd be a little tricky technically to do, and not really something that I'm looking into doing, but it is possible to do, and other people that make custom brushes might be willing to do that for you. Custom brushes is something that I've gotten away from because many reasons.
I can imagine.
When you start getting popular and you start selling a lot of brushes and you're doing customs, to keep track of all that is insane. You need like a full spreadsheet of who wants what and how they want it. And it was just driving me crazy. So I stopped doing that. And I'm very glad that I stopped doing it.
You have no hair left.
Well, so most of the people are fairly easy to please. And you come up with the brush, like David, was very happy with his. You come up with the brush, they're very happy, and life is great. Some people are nuts. Some people are just insane. Like
I know them.
I would give examples, but I don't want to call certain people out and be like, hey, that sounds like my situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, just matching up colors and trying to get into their head and figure out what they're trying to tell you as far as what they want. It's just it's nuts.
Yep.
So the difference is now I can make a brush, and instead of trying to please that one person, all I have to do is please one of the many people that see it, and they fall in love with it and they buy it.
Exactly.
And it just makes a world of difference. And I'm free to make whatever I want, however I want, and it works out great.
And spend more time with us.
Yeah, right. Well, you're making soap. It's like Wimbledon over there, back and forth, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It is. Well, I usually make my soap during the day when the kids are at school and Matt's at work and the dogs are on the other side of the house. So I have zero distractions.
Yes. Oh, it's so important to keep kids and dogs out of the soap making area.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. That's begging for it.
Especially with the fumes. Oh, those fumes are horrible.
The fume. Are you working with menthol yet?
Not yet.
I
am
crack a
terrified
window.
to do that.
Yeah. No, it's insane. I'd have to wait for a certain time. Back in the day when we were working in our apartment, like for Fran to leave or something, no one could be there except me. And like, oh man, it's
Have you ever inhaled the lye fumes?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, my lungs burnt.
I wear a mask. I have to. We all wear masks when we're working with lye now. I bought a chemical apron. Fran has this thing where she's like, oh my God, it's been twice. She's almost covered her body with lye, but luckily there's been vinegar right there, and I'm dousing her in vinegar and she's screaming. But I mean, like, it can be out of control because we keep our lye
first. Do water first.
Yeah. No, this is it's either the glass container like breaking,
shatters,
like a Pyrex container will just eventually it just deteriorates. Yeah, so now it's all about chemical aprons. But yeah, and vinegar. I always had the vinegar right there to neutralize it.
Yes, I have a huge bottle of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we're getting football questions here. That's kind of odd.
We have an odd bunch of individuals in the shave community. I don't know if you've noticed. Maybe you've been out of touch in the groups, but we have an odd bunch of guys that fucking do this stuff. They're characters.
So I don't know who they're asking about this, but if they're asking me, I don't know anything about football. So
that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's very un-American of you.
Yeah. Okay. Why do you hate America, Matt?
Right now. There's questions over here, but they're not over here.
Yeah, that's because
you have to do it a particular way. You have to do that /Q before it, so it gets a little bit chaotic with it.
It's funny that our guests have taken over the hosting role here.
I'm sorry.
No, it's great.
There's another question here. About varying my shape? In the past, I have made a different shape. There was a smaller vase shape that I have. I don't have any around here right now. But there was a smaller vase shape that I would put out every now and then. But I decided
it looks similar. It looks similar to the Art of Shaving brush, which I have right here, similar to this. Okay. Just so people can see.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does
very
look
similar to that.
Okay. That was one that I used to do. Thank you, David. And I stopped doing it. I think the shape that I have right now, it's ergonomic. It's just the right size.
It's retro. It's retro.
Right. It's a signature shape too, so it kind of helps identify my brushes. Yes. So before I had the coins, I needed some way for people to tell that it's one of mine. Right. And that's how I came up with that shape. Well, and really the way I came up with it is looking way back in the past at how they used to make them 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And kind of going from there. But yeah. And Jenny has a question.
Okay, well, it's the brush guy, but this does not apply to him. I do intend on making aftershaves after ShaveCon. I'm not focusing on that one just yet. But I will be coming out with aftershaves with that coincides with the line of my shave soap, so it will be the same fragrances. That way That way, everybody can enjoy the after party.
How long are you guys gonna be here in Southern California? I live about 2 hours north of San Diego, and we also have the Big Shave West the following week. Do you know how long you guys are planning on being out here?
We're really just going for ShaveCon plus 1 day. So we're gonna that last day we're gonna take the kids out to the zoo, and then we're heading back.
Nice. So, now, Jennifer, do you have what does 2016 hold for you? I mean, any new scents coming out?
Well, I do have one that's going to be coming out shortly.
Is it a surprise, or can you tell us about it?
Well, it smells a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of, I think it's sandalwood.
Okay.
It's a really nice blend. It's a really nice blend.
And I don't think we've come up with a name or anything yet, or a logo.
Well, it's going to be either Sarah.
With an H or without?
SERA.
Oh, Sarah.
Sarah. Okay. Or who was it? Helena.
Helena.
Either
Nice.
Sarah or Helena. And they're both beautiful. So
I kind of like the sound of David shave soap, though. Would you consider naming it David? Vanilla and sandalwood? That sounds about no.
If we
that's not on the list.
We're going with the women. What we want to do is
God damn it.
Well, they're supposed to be sexy. They got to be sexy. Come on, guys.
There you go, David. You heard it. I didn't say it this time.
Have you not seen some of my Facebook? Have you not seen some of my posts? I'm fucking shit right
David,
here.
you have the computer on the toilet, David. Come on.
I might be the sexiest man in fucking wet shaving. God damn it!
Just keep your
big is beautiful.
We don't want
big is beautiful.
We don't want you slipping down or anything like that.
Keep those football questions coming, folks.
We've got.
Oh, come on.
Okay, I need to take control here. What are some other questions coming in?
Spoilage.
So
I had an individual just real quick ask me what my favorite sandalwood shave soap is, and I kind of usually break it down when people ask me, because it's kind of a difficult question because there's so many different types of sandalwood. There's also more complex sandalwoods that have different pieces. When it comes to my favorite aftershave that has sandalwood highlighted, Douglas's Sangre de Drago is my absolute favorite aftershave, period. I love that scent, and I've been bugging his ass for a soap, but he said it'd be too expensive to make. My birthday's coming up, bro, so it might be a pleasant surprise if you just want to make a little small one, just a heads up on that one.
I do owe you.
And actually, there's 2 sandalwood soaps that are, well, 3 actually. I like Douglas's regular sandalwood. Big fan of that one. It's a little bit more, I don't know if he adds more stuff to it, but for me, it seems a bit more pure. I really enjoy Cold River Soapworks sandalwood. There actually is a little bit more, there seems like a little bit more of a complex sandalwood, in my opinion. And of course, for my own brand, I released Santalum Fumis, which is sandalwood smoke. Very reminiscent of like a sandalwood incense. And that is just, again, there's a reason I released it on my brand, because I absolutely love the scent, and Douglas also knocked that out the park. So I'll have that actually in stock, hopefully in February, when I have a little bit of funds available. I'm actually going to put in another order for that to restock it on the website, because I think I've already sold over 100 cans of that shit on the website. So it's been moving pretty nice.
Nice. Very cool. I see a question here, wondering about soap and / aftershave spoilage. Now, I've spoke about this many times in the past, but so spread the word, folks. Soap really can't spoil unless there's a high water content in there. It's not going to spoil, meaning if it's a cream or something like that. There are some soap makers in Turkey that age or cure their soap in cave 9 years before it's done.
Damn.
So yeah, and that'll give you a harder, longer lasting soap too. So the longer it cures, the better it gets. I don't even put lids back on my shave soaps. I just leave them open in my bathroom, and they just last forever. So that, and as for, I'm sorry.
I want to try a soap that's been cured for that long in Turkey. That sounds neat.
Yeah.
That's something you guys should do, man. Get a couple pucks of your wife's soap and stick that shit in the garage or something for like a year and just see what happens. Like, that would be awesome.
Yeah, just forget about it. Because I actually have this a bar from a soap I made in college. And I also have a bar from like 3 years ago, a body bar that I made. Oh, no, more than that. Probably 4 or 5 years ago. I still have them. They're rock hard. Haven't used them yet. And both of them are unscented. So I don't know what would have happened to the scent. That's one thing. The longer they're around for, the scent will dissipate. It depends what the scent's comprised of, what essential oils, what fragrance oils, if they're both. It's just that's going to change it up. So you might lose some scent. The scent might change, but the soap is not going to go bad. So you don't have to worry about that. And as for the aftershaves, as long as it's in alcohol, or the ratios, the proper ratios are there, that's not going to go bad either. If it's an oil-based aftershave or balm, then you do have a potential of it going rancid. Some natural oils, contain natural preservatives like vitamin E. That sweet almond oil contains vitamin E. You can also add some vitamin E after the fact. That will keep it around longer, give it a longer shelf life, but it's not going to last forever. Oils will eventually go rancid. So I hope that answers your question. Whoever answered that, I can't see anymore.
Yeah, so somebody else had a question about keeping the soap from drying out on their face.
Water.
So yeah, what I do is I always take a towel, I soak my face, I make sure my face is all moist before even starting. So I don't know if that helps. Another thing you can do is maybe shave in the shower, and all that moisture all around will keep things going. Me personally, I shave in the bathtub, but that's just me.
That is just you, man. I shave in the shower, but not the bathtub.
I shave in the shower too.
So, I just wanted to see.
No, wait. I want to hear what Matt has to say about this. So you're sitting down there, Matt, and just
So I created out of wood. I created a shelf.
Yeah, you put it on top of the tub.
He shaves everything all at once, right there, just laying.
Yeah.
You.
So I've got my Kindle. Going so I can read in the bath. And then I put my mirror on the Kindle stand.
Yes.
And I can just shave, and it's wonderful.
You are a really high maintenance bather. Good God.
He's a diva.
Look,
Jesus Christ.
Honestly,
Matthew Marting, the gladdest night of shaving. Jesus.
During my
bath bombs and all that.
During my day job, I go through a lot, so I got to deal with all these crazy soldier issues because I'm in the Army.
Yeah.
I got to deal with all these crazy soldier issues and all this stress. So a bathtub is a great way to unwind and relax and enjoy soaps and shaving and
bath bombs.
Sure.
He's had me make him his own batch of bath bombs.
Let's tell the glitter story. We've got a good story.
Guys, people are watching.
I know.
It's hilarious.
Let's hear the glitter story.
So Jenny goes and she makes these bath bombs. Yeah. And I don't think I used a glitter one.
No, I did.
She used one of her glitter bath bombs. It had glitter in it.
I hate glitter.
And
by the way.
Fran hates glitter too.
And I guess whatever wash rag she used got glitter all into it.
Well, whose fault is that for using my washcloth?
So I go to take a bath and I use her washcloth on my face and whatever. And next thing you know, at work, my soldiers are coming up to me saying, "Hey, Sergeant Marting, why do you have glitter on your face?" And they thought that maybe I just got back from a strip club or something.
And you went with that, right? Like, whoa, it was a crazy night last night.
I was just like, thank you for telling me. I'll take care of that.
And look who's joining us. We got Con.
You guys are sick.
Clearly, he's been watching.
Whoa, look at the mustache on that guy right there. Jesus Christ. That's not Con.
Yeah, and I'm driving on the wrong side of the road as well.
Oh, you're in England?
Yeah, right. I'm in England.
What side do they drive on in Australia?
We drive on the left-hand side of the road, and I'm in a right-hand. I'm in a right-hand drive vehicle.
First, it is very weird. So they sell both vehicles. Yeah, he shaves in the bathtub.
and you drive on the wrong side of the road, and I shave.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. It's been neutralized. That is something else. I've never actually heard of anyone shaving in the bathtub. But I did years ago when Fran was doing Pedal Pusher Fancies. We actually did a photo shoot with me in the tub with a board across, the mirror, the brush right there. But I never actually really did that. And clearly I inspired Matt to start doing that. But I guess that's that.
If you'll notice in my videos, I'm kind of big on comfort, like because I wear my pajama pants all the time, like even in my videos that everyone watches.
Yeah,
I have noticed
pajama pants right now. So relaxing in a bathtub is, that's
it goes hand in hand.
Yeah,
no, I get it. See, I don't in my bathroom. I only have a shower. Fran, she got the tub.
I wouldn't.
I'm a shower shaver. I'm a shower. Oh, really?
I would just move. I'd be like, you know what? If I just have a shower, not a bathtub, we need to get a different house.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Fran's the same way. She takes baths every day, and it's like, what year are we in? I'm like shower guy. That's what should be my name, actually, shower guy. But See, I love shaving this all comes from that question about lather being dried out. And I think the shower is a good recommendation for that because the steam. It's like it's like being inside a hot towel and shaving. So your face is constantly moisturized or wet. And I don't know what the question really is, if it's skin's drying out or the lather's drying out. If the lather's drying out, Shavinator, I would say that your water ratio is off. And you really want to whip that back up on your face because that shouldn't be drying out like that.
Right.
And if it's like plaster, that it might need a little more water. Some people like it like that though too. But so I mean, it's really, I would say, don't be afraid to experiment adding more water because a lot of soaps nowadays can take a lot of water.
Or maybe they're just.
I think a lot of people fear water. They fear overhydrating their soap, and you really shouldn't because you can make corrections. You can correct that. You can balance that once it's on your face.
Yeah.
I think it's also an issue with that is you get people that are trying to get the water ratio perfect from the get-go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always say err on the side of heavy loading, man. Just load the shit out of that brush, and it's real easy to add little dabs of water into it, man. Just, soap lasts a surprising long-ass time. Just don't try to get it perfect right away, man. Work at it.
And maybe they're taking too long to shave. That could be it, too. I mean, maybe they're just taking forever to shave. I don't know.
Well, yeah, Shavinator you're filming a video half the time, Shavinator, so that could be it. But no, I think you just need to experiment with the water ratio. And I'm sorry for some of the questions that we're skipping over. It looks like, David, we missed something. As for what mirror do I
know David Millett seems pissed off at me now.
For what mirror I use in the shower, I'm actually going to do a video on that really soon because I just figured out a way to mount one of my favorite mirrors. I had one of those cheap
ones. Watching that for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a scorcher. But I had one of those suction cup ones with the vessel in the back with the hollow back that you fill up with hot water, and those are crap. The mirror is made out of plastic; it falls apart. It's not all that. But so what is cool though are the extendable shaving mirrors with the magnified side too that you can flip around. They do fog up, or they have a tendency to, but you just smear some toothpaste on that and buff it, or some shaving soap and buff it off, and it stops it from fogging up. So I have one of those mounted in my shower again, and that's great. For some people, they can mount it outside the shower, and when they're not using it, push it out to keep the steam from growing on it. But I mean, other than that, you can really get past that by just washing it with shaving soap. So that's what I use and love in the shower. David, what are some of these questions that we've missed?
We got someone that loves you guys here a lot. Jennifer loves you.
Hi, Jennifer. It's a great name.
Yeah. When are we going to see the Jennifer soap, Jennifer? Would that be weird? Is that too Douglas?
I tell you what's weird. People jumping on this blab randomly and talking and hearing guys talk about sitting in a bathtub, smearing toothpaste on stuff.
That's why they love us. Thank you, Matt. Matt just made us sexy.
Sure. You bet.
David thought he had a handle on that, but no, clearly it's Matthew.
And well, David earlier started it with showing his nipple. So he gets some of the blame here.
It really all, and it made me realize men have nipples too.
Right. So if Jenny comes up with the Jenny soap, then I would feel a little bit weird because these men are spending time with Jenny.
With your Jenny.
Right.
Yeah.
So that would be odd to me a little bit.
Yeah, it's like the 60s never happened with you people. What's wrong, Matthew? Come on, embrace this.
Right.
What is the opium of wet shaving? I don't really know if I understand that question. Does that mean like
what the best soap is?
I think I actually wrote a message to that question, and I'm thinking is like, what's the most addictive thing in wet shaving? I would assume.
Oh, geez.
Considering opiates are addictive typically, but yeah, something that I said that.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But something that I said is, I think everything kind of goes in circles, and I think every little aspect of the hobby gets addicted at one point or another. We all get the acquisition disorders. So it's kind of everything, like last year in the first half of 2015, I was really big on soaps. Soap. I got a lot of soaps. Then the second half, I went through my brush phase, and I got a ridiculous amount of brush handles made. I didn't even have knots for most of the damn handles. I just had a surplus of handles sitting here. And then now I don't know. I'm a little broke from the holidays still, so I haven't gotten a new addiction this time.
So for me, I just recently made a video about why I love wet shaving. And for me, it's just a mix of the community and just the fact that wet shaving turned shaving from something that I hated, because I've got to do it all the time. I'm in the military. I have to shave often.
Yeah.
And it turned it from something that I hate to something that I love. Just from the quality of the products and just the selection and all that. And that's what does it for me. I can't get enough of it now. And I used to hate it. It was terrible. That goop out of a can, it sucks.
Oh yeah, it's made to suck. I mean, it's all the chemicals in that stuff. Ugh. Yeah. That's why that's what the backlash is. Well, the beard scenes and the beardos is the backlash of that, the environment around them, which is the goo in the can and the cartridge razors. It's crap. They haven't really shaved. They've been doing it wrong. So I don't blame them.
David Gillette wants to know why you guys aren't addressing the questions.
Well, that was his question, actually. The one that we're talking about.
That's the question. That's the first thing. The other thing is, people want to know when Douglas and Con are going to do the cutting edge wet shaving podcast. It's already been done. It's in the can, and it'll be up in the next couple of days.
You heard it here first, folks. Next show coming out in the next couple of days. Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, it's already been done. So thank you.
To answer the
Steve Harton, another fellow Aussie who never ever fails to make it onto Blab for these wet shave roundtable sessions. It's fantastic. I've got to go. I'm in a car. I should go.
Do it, Con. Do it. Thank you for popping in though, and hang in there, man. Keep that stash growing for us.
Yeah.
So
thanks for the love, Steve, and I hope you're enjoying your 70th anniversary soap and splash, as I know you are.
I love the mustache on Con.
Love your work. All right. See you later, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us, Con.
So somebody had a question that I don't know the answer to. How to shave and not get razor bumps. I never get razor bumps, so I don't know.
It's damn near impossible to say. Everybody's skin is going to react differently to shaving. You're going to have to test out different blades, different pre-shave rituals, different post-shave rituals, witch hazels, alum blocks, unscented soap, scented soap, slightly scented soap. It's really hard to answer that question in a blanket statement. You're just going to have to test out a lot of products and a lot of different aspects of your shave in order to change that. One thing, I don't know if you're...
Yeah, who's asking that question? Let's assume that they aren't using a double edge or a straight razor. They might be using a cartridge razor, and that's why they're experiencing razor bumps, because they seem to go...
Well, also depends on how many passes they take, too.
Yep. That's pretty much the reason right there. Razor burn and the bumps, and even the ingrown hairs. Every time you take a pass or a swipe at your face, you're taking off a layer of skin and cutting those hairs shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So that, I do a 4-pass shave with one blade. So that's only four layers I'm taking off. But when you use those cartridge razors, the multi-blades, you're taking off like 5 at a time, 5 layers with one swipe. So if you're doing like 2 passes with one of those, that's 10 layers of skin. And the first blade cuts the hair. The second blade lifts it up higher. The third blade cuts it. The second, so I mean, it's just the follicle will just drop down under the skin, and it's just waiting to be an ingrown hair. So that, and also, taking off that so much skin, you can cause slight infection, and that's where the razor burn and bumps comes from half the time as well, too. So I think they might be not a double-edged shaver or a straight razor shaver.
So yeah, he was asking if he should get different products, and really that's the answer. If you're using cartridge razors, yes, you should be getting different products. Get a double-edged.
A different razor. Yeah. Stop using that shit. That's horrible.
And so even if you are using a double edge, bear in mind that a lot of different double edges have different levels of aggressiveness. So some are a lot more aggressive than others.
Yes.
Who is the person asking these questions? Who is that?
I don't see the
J92.
CMJ. Okay, so he is watching. He's still there. Yeah, bro. If you're using a cartridge, get away from it. You could probably let us know if you want to probably email any of us or message us on social media. We could probably get into more detail. Let us know break down for us what exactly it is you're using, and we'll be able to maybe make some adjustments for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of cheap vintage razors you can find on eBay, but also there's like the Merkur 34C is a good starter, middle of the road razor to start with. There's also the Edwin Jagger EJ89. Those are like typical middle of the road razors that most people start with. So this is being recorded right now, so you can get more information on what we just said or return to this in playback. But I'm just going to type those two brands down.
So I am getting a couple different questions from a couple different people asking me how I shave in the field being in the Army. Here's the honest answer. I'm an office guy. I'm never really out in the field. I just go to work every day, 9 to 5, like everyone else does. I've been in the Army for a while, 18 years total military, and I'm really just a personnel manager. So if I were to go out in the field, I would probably take an Arco stick with me and a DE and just have at it. Arco sticks are pretty awesome. They're super cheap and they're durable, and they work really well. Yeah.
Yep.
So and the smell's not too bad.
No, it's true. Do you have a travel razor that you use, Matt?
I have some smaller ones.
Yeah. Vintage ones, or
some of the old vintage Gillettes are pretty small. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a few of those too, the little pouches. They're curious. I don't think I could ever use them though. The heads are way too thin for me. They're like aluminum,
Right.
Yeah. No. Okay,
but I'm not huge into razors. Like I don't have a million different razors. I have been getting a couple from like Delta Echo Razor Works.
Awesome.
Jay Mabe. Oh.
I want to get him on the show. He's going to be on the show very soon. Oh, I think in another month. So
he's been so supportive of Jenny and I. Yeah. And we we put together a couple kits over the holidays for him to sell. And so it was like one of his razors, one of her soaps, one of my brushes, and then he put out like 5 of them. And
very cool.
It was really neat. But yeah, I love his razors, and he's about the only one that can make me break out of that whole I don't need a razor type of thing,
Yes.
I see his stuff and I'm like, yes, I do need that razor.
That's where I ordered my Lady Gillette off of.
Yep.
Oh, so you had him wait, so he sold it?
No.
To you?
I bought one. One off of him. He didn't have any listed. Okay. And I messaged him and he's like, yeah, I have a few I haven't even touched. I'll go, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know, surprise me. So I'm waiting on it. So as soon as I get it in, I'll go ahead and throw a picture up for everyone.
Very cool. What year is it? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Now, when he does it, when he coats it, can you still see the date code underneath?
Yes, you can. Okay, and I was a little bit surprised by that, but yeah,
that is cool. Yeah, I can't wait to get him on the show. I want him to walk us through some of the steps. That's something I really want to see.
The process that he does, it's a little bit different than spray paint, but kind of similar. So it's this stuff called like gun coat.
Yes.
So they use it. They spray it on guns, and then they
have to license too. You need to have a license for that, don't you? I
don't know. Yeah,
I think so.
But they have to heat it in order for it to like fully cure and set and all that.
Yeah. To bake it.
But the stuff that he does with those colors and making them all match up and everything, it's wonderful.
It's an art in itself. It really is. I was doing that for when I was doing the purple tips, I was doing all those myself. And the reason why I stopped is I just couldn't keep up with the demand. But yeah, baking them, I was using a small oven too. Yeah. Like, get maybe 5 or 6 handles in there at a time. So it's just like, was not realistic.
Right.
So whenever I see someone doing it right, it's like, man, it's just awesome.
And you can tell, I mean, he's got a high attention to detail and everything. And that's important.
Oh, yeah. No, it's really very impressive. And I think it's you know, and it's made it sexy to the point where you're seeing other people do it now. There's going to be more artisans coming in doing the same coating.
Yeah, there's a couple other gentlemen in the Facebook groups that are doing it now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just think it's so neat to take a razor like that's just been done, and you show it to someone who has no idea what they're looking at, and say, "This razor was made 80 years ago."
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, "Nuh-uh, no way."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, really. You know, it's really that old.
Yeah. No, you just brought it into 2016. It's been repurposed.
Right.
Really, really crazy stuff. Excuse me. I'm just trying to, scroll through some of these questions. So if I sound like I'm crazy, I'm just trying to.
No, if you sound like you're crazy, it's because you're batshit
crazy. Oh yeah,
crazy,
actually, I know. I'm just find myself babbling as I'm like, yeah, and I'm like trying to read at the same time.
The questions have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, Sarah Coate. Tough. Do you see any more questions, David?
No, I don't see any questions in particular. No, sir.
Delta Echo.
People are debating their different stuff.
No, that is really cool. Well, we're actually winding down anyways, so we might want to revisit our guests. Sorry, guys. Where can our viewers and clearly, Blab is such a really great medium for this now because it's pulling in people that aren't part of our wet shaving community for the first time. They're hearing this stuff. So for those of you who are still with us, stuck with us through this all, where can they find out more about your soaps, your wonderful artisan soaps, Jennifer?
Well, you can come and visit me at masonboutique.us, or you can head on over to Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Yay! and
get them from her, though. Get them from her.
Thank you. You're so sweet. No, but stop on over to visit me. I even have a Facebook page. It's called Mason Boutique. And come and, chat it up with me. And, if you want to try out something, I'll be happy to pop a sample in the mail for you. I do sell sample packs. They come in a 6-pack sampler.
$12, right?
For $12. Yes. It's one hell of a deal. And,
I saw it today. I was like, ooh, yeah.
Yes. And, but my soaps, I love my soaps. People are loving my soaps.
And she's looking for any more wholesalers out there that, any other websites that are interested in doing business with her. Yeah. Please contact her.
I'm available.
Nice.
Oh, and I'm an LLC now. So, hey.
It's official, ladies and gentlemen. It's official.
It is.
And Matt, Brush Guy, where can they find out more about you?
Well, brushguy.com is my shop. If anyone has questions for me, really just find me on Facebook. My name is Matthew Marting, Marting. And I'm really active on Facebook, but I'm also on all the other social media.
Yes.
But yeah.
YouTube. You need to check out his YouTube, folks. People, watch him making these brushes because you
know what? I'll link my YouTube channel in the field here.
Excellent.
So yeah.
Oh, someone already got you. It looks like. Is that what's going on there?
Oh, did they?
Hard, Stephen. Can't.
That might be it. Anyways, there you go.
Regardless, the more the merrier. Excellent. So check those videos out, folks. David, where can people find out more about So Sharp Limited?
You can actually visit showsharplimited.com. You can also catch me personally on every social media outlet, Facebook under David Gonzalez, and Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter under So Sharp David.
Nice. And for me, you can find more about Douglas SMythe and Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements at phoenixartisanaccoutrements.com, phoenixshaving.com, or crownkingshaving.com. I know, David, you're smiling, you're laughing. I got a lot of them. I see people are asking before we go about meetups coming up. We're running out of time for me to answer that question, but on Con and I's podcast, the Cutting Edge podcast coming out, the next episode coming out today or tomorrow, one of these days, I cover all the meetups. So stay tuned for that, folks. Thank you all for joining us in the wet shaving world. It's been a lot of fun tonight, and it's so great to have you guys here with us.
Thank you.
Beautiful couple. Beautiful couple. I love seeing you.